Pressure compression gasket on first, then we'll drop this in.
Push it back to you.
Yeah, okay, there, it's dropped into the well. Okay, and you can let it down. You can see that we filled it because the oil is flowing out. As the device displaces some of the oil, it will be completely full. You want to stop and clean it? Or?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
And then we can do that.
Okay. Now, the gasket lines up the bolts perfectly. Okay, now it's seated and we have to torque it into place. That will take some time as we have to torque them to 250 pounds per bolt. So it'll take several minutes to put these nuts on and torque it in place. Because it's out of the well and high pressure, we have to be very careful that we don't spring a leak and injure someone. Now we've completed tightening all the bolts with the torque wrench. We've got them sufficiently tight so that the well simulation will be able to take, we're going to put about 600 pounds on it today, although it's designed to take 1,500 pounds. We're only going to put about 600 pounds on it. We're getting ready to, we have the device in the well. We're getting ready to pressure it from the tanks of nitrogen. You can see we have a gauge here, and the gauge shows it's on 0. There's no pressure in the tank at this point. Coming through this hose from the nitrogen tank, we'll start introducing the nitrogen pressure and pressure this up, and we're going to see how much pressure it takes for the gas to start coming through this hose, and we're going to put a balloon on the end of it. When the balloon starts to inflate, we'll show the gauge. It should be about 100 pounds. It doesn't register until 100 pounds. And the gas will start flowing. No oil comes through and no water comes through at that pressure. After the gas starts coming through, we'll continue to raise the pressure until the oil comes through, and we'll collect the oil through this hose just like it would come through the production tubing in an oil well. And again, the water will be excluded, but the oil and gas will come through. We've set this plastic jar to catch the fluid. We've taped it down because it comes out under pressure and we're afraid it'll knock it off. We've put a balloon on the end of the hose, so the first to come out will be just gas. We're going to put it down inside the jar and tape it so it doesn't splatter out over everybody. The balloon will start to inflate, and then when the pressure goes up and the oil comes in, the balloon will burst and it'll be oil in the jar, and we'll be able to see the jar fill and how fast it fills. Now remember, this is a 3/8 inch orifice on the top of the device instead of the normal 2-inch tubing.
Yours doesn't fill all the way.
Okay. We're ready to start testing the device now, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to introduce pressure to the simulated well casing through the nitrogen tanks. The fluid, the gas and the fluid will come out through this hose into this jug. What I said?
Yeah.
Okay. This gauge shows there is no pressure yet on the tank, and he has not opened the valve to the nitrogen tank, so there's no pressure at all in this simulated well casing. And that's what we're about to start. He's going to open the valve from the nitrogen tank, and we should see pressure start to move. Now, it doesn't show until it gets to 100 pounds, and the balloon inside the bottle will start filling. When the gas starts coming through, the balloon will start filling. The balloon is filling. Pressure just past 100. The balloon is filling up. It's starting to get liquid in it, it looks like. There comes the fluid. See it coming through the hose? Going into it. Whoa. That's oil coming through. And that was at 600 pounds. Cloud of gas came out. 600 pounds. You can see the pressure splashing out the top of the jug. Which is in, I can't tell which is in.
I don't
Okay. All right, now the jug is, there was nothing left but gas, so we turned it off. All the oil has come through. We're going to shut it down. Pressure's now out of the casing, and we're going to drain the water out the bottom, out the drain plug. And then we'll show you what's in the jug, which is only oil and gas mixture. What we just got out of this simulated test, by putting the oil and water together and introducing the gas pressure to take it out, produced a fluid in this container. It's the same as the one in my hand, which we did 3 days ago. Now we put in water, we put in oil, and we introduced gas for pressure. This is what came out. There appears to be no water at all in this mixture. This has been 3 days, there's no separation, no water. What we have is a mixture, blended mixture of oil and gas in the bottle. That's exactly what we just got in our last test.